What's going on, everyone? Today we are in beautiful Florida, and I've got an arrangement of baits. I've got some live shrimp, which is gonna be absolute killer, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. And we've got dead shrimp, and we're gonna be testing what's the difference between live bait and dead bait. How do you rig it up? How do you use them differently? Does it catch you different fish? We're gonna be going over all that stuff today. Today I'm fishing a brand new fishing spot, and it's always a really fun challenge to test our skills in an unfamiliar location. This is like infinity water here because it's all the fog. Look, it looks like it goes on forever. First, we're going to explore the area and find a good fishing spot. I'm going to drive into a narrow creek and look for fish there. So as the tide goes in, our boat will drift in with it. And then as the tide goes out, we'll be drifting out of the creek. So we timed this tide perfectly. Let's take a second and look at these two different baits. We've got fresh right here, which they look fantastic because they're translucent, they're jumpy, they're this brown shade right here. And take a look at this dead one, how it turns white, how it turns stiff. It turns softer too. So there's a difference between the baits. I've got on one of my favorite rigs right here. This is called the slip float rig. This can be adjusted to really put your bait however deep you want it without having to change your actual float setup. All you have to do is push this little knot up and it'll adjust how deep you set your hook. I've got a little hook on the end, and we're going to be using live shrimp first. Let's take a quick look at this bait. I keep it on an aerator at all times because it keeps the shrimp alive. You want them to be lively. Okay, so we're going to put it right through the head without hitting the brain, and that's a live shrimp right there. I want to cast it out far there so that those fish there are not weary of my presence here. If I just dropped it right here, I've been making a bunch of noise right at the boat. So I wouldn't expect anything to want to stick around my boat area. So I cast it out there and I let my bobber sit. But now the important part is you got to keep an eye on it, especially if you got live bait. Fish love to eat live bait, and they'll hit it quick and they'll hit it hard. If you're not watching, your rod can go in the water or you can miss a fish. Okay. Every so often I give it a little twitch to kind of move the shrimp a little bit. Gives it a little bit of action, and sometimes that little twitch is enough to trigger a big fish's attention. Honestly, it could be anything. Everything eats little shrimps. Whoop. There we go. That was fun. Look at that hook set right here, right on the tongue. This guy got a tongue piercing. Hasta la vista, trout. Okay. No, I just barely hook it like that. This is a live shrimp. Look at it in the water. Whoa! Whoa! It's a little trout. Beautiful. Trout, they love these live shrimp. Second one today. Another one. These are so small. All right. Now this time I'm going to try a dead shrimp. Now I'm going to rig this actually the same way so that it'll naturally just float through the water as if it's, you know, alive. And since it's dead, I'll be giving it a little bit more action. To give it action, I'm just kind of twitching it down like this. And that'll jiggle the shrimp just a little bit. And this is how a shrimp moves through the water. Right? So if you jiggle it the same way, you can make it look live. Come on. Woo! See, I was twitching it around. Woo!
Oh my goodness.
Sorry. Twitching it around, and then it thought it was alive, and it hit it. Oh, nice.
You're gonna do dead again?
Yep, I'm gonna try dead again. Every time. Oh. See, that's the thing with the dead ones. They're a little more fragile and they're a little softer, so they fly off the hook a little bit easier. Live will always be a little more fresh. See, it just flew right off. That's a con for using the dead ones, but sometimes you don't have live ones to use. In that case, you gotta use it dead. This is another way you can rig it just through the tail like that. Oh, now it gave up. Ooh. Nice.
So that was on dead?
That was on a dead one too. I was switching it around. So far, it seems like the fish bite the live shrimp. They also bite the dead shrimp. But the thing is, I've only been catching little small ones. My guess is that the bigger fish will want to eat live bait rather than dead bait. But let's just keep fishing and see what happens. I'm ready. I'm waiting. I'm twitching it.
You're twitching the live one?
Yeah, it's also so I can make sure I have. Oh shoot! I missed it. It's so I have all the slack gone.
Oh,
I don't want to keep slack going out. Dang it!
Robbed you?
Robbed me. I'm gonna try a dead one now. Okay. I'm gonna put it tail first this time. Like that. I missed it again.
What's going on?
It's okay. Well, first of all, it's a really long shot to get there, and with the long shot, it's hard to reel in all the slack fast enough to set the hook. But they're there. You just gotta find them. Oops.
And that's dead?
No, yeah, it did a dead one. That was a dead one. Some people say you can't catch them on dead. I mean, I definitely think that they prefer a live one. But let's try dead again. here's something. Same spot. And here's a fish. Oh, wow. Look, this thing has been caught before. Woo!
All right.
That
So
was a perfect last shot, huh?
it is low tide. We're completely out of live shrimp at this point.
Only using dead bait.
Completely. It's over. It's
Live
like 2 o'clock.
The dead bait's been working.
And we're floating some dead bait.
Ooh, I got something different. Whoa! Nice!
Whoa!
Flounder on a dead shrimp.
On the float rig, huh?
On a float rig, yeah. So that's what was biting me earlier. There we go. That's something a little nicer. Look at that flounder. Awesome pattern, huh?
Cool.
Bye, flounder. I knew something was biting me. Another awesome day of fishing. A lot of small fish, but you know, it was non-stop action. We must have caught like 40 fish between the both of us. We got a lot of fish. But at some point it just felt like I was just doing a feeding frenzy with these shrimp. They didn't really care whether it was the dead ones or the alive ones. The alive ones cost way more. It's like $4 for a dozen of them versus like half a pound of this other dead shrimp for I think it was $3. So you get a lot more when you buy the dead ones. But now here's what I did notice. The freshly dead ones, the ones that died that were alive before, those worked way better than the frozen ones. The frozen ones I really had to give some action to get some. That was a really fun day, either way. That sunrise was to die for. Wow, look at that V formation. Any day that we're out on the water and the sun is shining and you know it's a beautiful day is a good day on the water. So, and we just happened to catch a bunch of fish while we were at it.
Were you surprised by the results at all?
I was kind of surprised we didn't catch any bigger fish, but honestly, that's literally how it is sometimes. Like, this is also our first time ever fishing this spot, but I found some nice deep holes, just weren't able to connect with anything too big. If you haven't tried using one of these float rigs before, it's not too hard to set up. I really recommend you try setting one of these up and trying to float the same way we do, because it's one, so much fun, and two, very effective. If you need help setting up your rig and like you want me to show you how to tie it up, we have all that information on our website, heyskipperfishing.com. So check that out if you want to learn how to tie up one of these rigs. Comment below, what kind of rig do you prefer? Do Do you prefer floating your bait, or do you prefer bottom fishing? Do you like live shrimp? Do you like dead shrimp? Comment below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.